welcome to the Theory of Anything, episode 5. Co-hosted by myself, Andy, otherwise known as Paps or Dad, and my two sons, Ford and Devon.
Hello.
Welcome to both. How are you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And guess what? We have a special show tonight.
Tell me more.
This morning or this afternoon, whenever you might be listening to this, we have a special guest. Welcome, Trinity.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to this side of the microphone for anybody listening. This is Trinity, who has been given the title, if you want lack of a better word, job title of producing editor of our podcast.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
What
isn't she
honour.
doing a fabulous job over the last 4 episodes?
Maybe last 3.
4.
Ouch.
We're on episode 5.
This is our 5th episode.
It is, but you've been doing a good job over the last all of them.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Ouch.
you mean the first one wasn't that good? Let's not be split hairs over that, shall we? Anyway, guys and girls, nice to have you all here. I just wanted to say before we get on to a slightly different running order this show, is there anything anybody wanted to comment on from our last outing or in any of the last 4 outings?
I don't think so.
No,
Not even a bit.
I have one comment, feedback. Didn't go public, but I can say it's somebody by the name of Clean who commented. He's quite upset, actually. Listening to episode 4, we have an unsatisfied, unhappy listener.
Is this our first?
Yeah, we've had a complaint. Yeah, and the complaint was that Ford mentioned how unhappy he was or dissatisfied he was with the sci-fi writing ability of Isaac Asimov.
Wow.
He was not happy at the idea of that.
No, I thought that might have upset a few people, but
yes, it was rather controversial.
It's only that I meant to say it's not as good as I'd hoped.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't good. Just
Yeah. I'm just passing on a message, and he said that you felt it was disjointed.
Yes, yes, I did.
But he was saying that story that what was this book again?
The Foundation
series takes 10-year snippets over hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And that's gonna feel disjointed, isn't it? That was the whole point.
Indeed.
I hope I'm repeating his concerns.
So it's meant to be trash.
Actually. No. The other comment he had
Sounds like it to me.
This one, thankfully, he didn't have anything negative to say about anything I contributed.
Yeah.
Devon, he wasn't happy at Devon for suggesting that the Cats movie was not cracked up too much.
This is not controversial, okay?
No, I tend to agree with you, Devon. Actually, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a trash film.
Rubbish.
I did actually hear today, while somebody was telling me, we were talking about the Cats film and films in general that are out now and recently, that they're re-releasing Cats in a completed version. Will be coming back to the screens.
So that was just a beta, was it?
That's right. Yeah, the beta. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not finished yet.
So there's more of that?
Yeah, there's more of that.
Wow.
With better. Yeah. But more, completed apparently. Yeah.
Lovely.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll bother.
No. So I think that's all we can say about last week's episode. Let's move on, shall we? We're going to start with a different segment.
And now it's time for Random Chatting.
So, thank you. We're going to start by hearing from our guest, Trinity. She's going to introduce a segment under our usual heading of Random Chatting. And let's hear what she's got to say. So let's just hear from her properly. She said hello. Welcome,
Hello.
Trinity.
Hello, everyone.
You all right?
Hello.
Yeah. I'm good, thank you. Good to hear that everyone's doing good today. Yeah, it's an honour to be here, so thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk to us about today?
Well, first of all, I would like to apologise if I do cough at any point. through this episode because I do have a bit of a tickly throat, but I will try not to cough in front of you all.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Make allowances, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I would like to talk to you guys about something that you've all had experience on that I know of, and that is the Sims games.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, as some of you may know, or may not know, it's been 20 years since the first
20
Sims
years.
came out.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've got another fact for you. The currency for Sims, which is simoleons, it gets that name from Simmons, which is a 18th century British slang word for sixpence.
Really?
Yeah,
How strange.
yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
I never knew that.
No. So I've got a side question for you, but then I just want you to sort of say something to me straight, the answer just straight off, and then I'll go on to the main question.
Okay.
So my side question is, which Sims game is your favourite? Now this is only including 1, 2, 3, and 4. None of this Sim City business or Sims Busting Out.
Oh,
None of that business. Just 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Wow. 3.
There you go.
The PSP version.
Yes.
That doesn't count.
No. Okay, 2.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think I can't remember which version it was that I played, because I was going to query whether it is 20 years, but you've kind of defined it a bit better now by saying you're starting with the Sims 1. What was the name of the Sims that came out the first time?
SimCity.
No, it was a Sims game with characters that you controlled, and I'm sure that Ford's wife Beth still was playing it until quite recently.
Yeah, the first
Sims
SimCity.
1.
Yeah.
Is that Sims 1?
Yeah.
Oh, so Sims 2 was the first kind of big development. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Sims 1 must have been older than 20 years.
Nope.
You
I
sure?
think it was February 2000.
Seriously?
So it's only 3 months older than me.
See, I thought it was probably another 10 years on top of that.
Ooh.
No.
Well, back when Pong was created.
No.
Oh, no, it was post-Pong.
Okay, good.
Okay. Well, so in that frame of mind, I've only played Sims 1 and Sims 2. And obviously Sims 2 was a nicer experience than Sims 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the developments have been in 3 and 4. Perhaps you can elaborate.
Maybe in a minute.
In a minute, yeah, carry on. Let the others speak, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. So I was going to say my favourite would be Sims 3 because of the open world.
Okay.
But also, I much prefer Sims 4's graphics. So I think a bit of both, really, for me.
Okay.
It's hard to sort of, say which is my favourite between 3 and 4.
I think there was more content in the earlier Sims, and there's less and less content as they go on. But even saying that, I think I prefer number 3, because obviously the open world, you can just walk down the street to someone's house without actually being any loading screen or anything like that. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the loading screens, they were a bit of a bind, weren't they?
Yeah. So I do have another comment, and then my main question. So my next comment is, it has been suggested by EA that Sims 5 is now in the making.
Really?
Yes.
Sims 5?
And they are suggesting also that it may be multiplayer.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard over the weekend this news, and I was very excited. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to talk about, because it's current and recent. And
We'll get that
sorts.
100%. If it's
I think you might get me back on board with that if it was multiplayer.
Yeah.
100.
So my main question was going to be, what else would you like to see in Sims 5?
Yeah, I'd say maybe like a firefight, maybe a couple of first-person shooter mini games or something like that.
Well,
Yeah, or maybe you can get into a World War II plane and have a little dogfight, that sort of thing.
Is that a part of the military?
Yeah,
career, is it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
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 Wow.
Do you think they could do that for me?
I don't see it happening.
No.
No.
Kind
Maybe I
of cross genres there, aren't we?
Yeah, maybe I'll be playing something else. Okay.
I want
Yeah.
a really, really good in-depth, like holiday aspect to the game. Because remember in Sims 1, there's like
Yeah.
the holiday. That was it, vacation expansion or something like whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And then you go out to these really, really cool places, like it's very snowy, like a skiing holiday
Yeah.
or whatever, or a beach.
Yeah.
And it's very different. Whereas in the other ones, it doesn't seem like they've actually had much of that. I would like to see that again. That'd be nice.
But it'd be
Yeah.
cool if you go to places like Rome or specific places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
In the
that
real
would be
world.
nice.
Yeah.
Actual tourist sites.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
around the Colosseum.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you knew this, Devon, but in Sims 3 there was an expansion pack that you get where you could
Oh,
go
I
to,
did.
I think China, or
Yeah.
and a couple of other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was quite cool. But
Well.
yeah. But I think the only thing that Sims 4 has really done with that is an outdoor retreat kind of place.
Mm.
So it's just like camping or
Yeah.
whatever, or staying in the cabin. So yeah.
Mm,
Nice.
interesting.
What about
Yeah.
Paps? Anything in particular?
Well, I was my first. I've been sat listening to you and thinking, what can I say that sounds intelligent? And that'd be a first. Somebody.
Oh,
The first thought was, well, what about an alien invasion? But haven't they already done that?
Yes.
Yeah, they did that in 2.
Yeah, that's where I maybe remembering it from. Then, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I seem to recollect aliens in the Sims that I've played. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What about a zombie holocaust then?
you can get zombies as well.
Can you?
you?
Oh yeah. Is that in 3?
No, I think that's in 1.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not in 3. Yeah.
I know you can get vampires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and fairies and
Alright.
stuff.
Fairies. Yeah.
Okay, what about a nice church experience?
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
What, like a serenity
Yeah.
bar? Like a
Oh,
faith bar or something like that?
but it would go far too the other way, wouldn't it? It
And when it
wouldn't
gets to
be
the very
Yeah.
bottom, you're an atheist.
You could have a Christian expansion pack, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For the Christians, yeah.
I think you do
nice.
make a good half of a point. Is that, like, the one biggest thing that I can think of that is actually lacking from The Sims, from real life, is like religion and
Yeah.
Yeah.
philosophy and that kind of.
I hit on
thing.
something, have I?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that could
Not
be a
just
way
the
of
Christian,
personifying
but-
your character a
Yeah.
bit more. Yeah,
Other world religions, yeah.
Although I can understand why they don't want to go there. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's very touching.
hmm
But would it need to be? Could you, unless you have started into religious wars with each other or something? But it could
Yes.
be handled sensitively, and it could be done that all the major religions are represented.
I
Yeah.
think people get very, very touchy. So say if you got, I don't know, Islam, and all the Sims who follow Islam are wearing something very religious traditional clothing, like a burqa or whatever, then that could be considered not representative of everyone in Islam, or the other way around, and not everyone is doing it, then it be, oh no, hang on,
Yeah.
that's part of my religion, why aren't they wearing that?
You got to be a bit
It's very
careful
hard to
that
please
kind of thing.
everybody, and people are very, very touchy with religion.
Yeah.
Because the term sim, I know you gave us a definition, Trinity, but really it's about a simulation of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was the other big online? Second Life. That's it, isn't it? Second Life. I think it's still a thing.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a web-based Second Life. You know, you do anything in Second Life that you can do in the real world
Yeah.
with your avatar. You know, I don't know if religion's included in that, but if Sims is truly simulating life, then surely spiritual aspects of life are equally part of life, aren't they? I know it's sensitive and difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I would say the things that I would want to see. I think I've wanted to see this since Sims 2. Like,
Yeah.
well, I've thought of it since Sims 2. Is what happens to the dishes after they wash them in the sink,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They don't put them in cupboards, do they? They just disappear.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
proper
right, so
tidying up.
yeah, yeah.
Like in House Flipper.
Oh.
yeah, exactly.
we need to see a crossover between House Flipper and Sims. Ford would be
Yeah.
really pleased with that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'd die.
But also, seeing sort of bin lorries come by as well, that would be cool because you just see them putting the trash in the bin outside, and then you don't ever see a bin lorry come by.
It's true.
Because seeing as you get like mailmen and whatever like
You're
that,
picking up
you
on
should
stuff
get
here,
a bin lorry as well. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't take much, would it, to put a bin lorry
No.
down there? No.
No, not if you've got those other aspects of domestic life covered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dog fights. Yeah,
Dog fights.
yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm playing the wrong game. I don't know.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Yeah, so that was all I wanted to say. I don't know if you guys want to extend on anything or ask questions about other like Sims games that you're not quite sure on and stuff.
I could ask you a lot of questions about other Sims games, but I thought they were out of bounds. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PSP version.
Oh, well, I guess you can, go
and
on.
SimCity Build It.
I mean, yeah.
You know I'm a big fan of SimCity Build It, but
Yeah.
we'll come on to that on another
we?
day.
Yeah, I was trying to get you away from that.
Avoid that way.
Yeah, avoid that.
One question I have: are they actually related? I know they both have the word "sim" in it, but I assume
Yeah.
they're.
Yeah, they are.
But they're
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I think before any of those versions of Sims 1 included, you had SimCity.
Yeah, yeah.
SimCity definitely dates back to the 80s.
Yeah.
I was playing that on a 286 or 386 PC while I was still at school. So there's definitely predates your Sims 1, where you'd have to put down your road systems and industrial, commercial, and residential housing, and then put all your services in, electric and water and that, and build a city. And it was a good game, actually. So that was the Sims universe at its beginning, I think. But then Sims 1 probably sprang from that. I might stand to be corrected, but that's my understanding of it.
I never really got the impression that they were linked in any way because they're just so different,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was something like who what's the guy who made the Sims
No
called?
idea.
Mr. Simman.
I can't remember, but let's call him Jeff. So, Jeff thought of the Sims in general, like SimCity, without the
People.
That's not what I was going to say. The future in mind that it would go anywhere.
Yeah.
He didn't think it would be a very popular game and whatnot. And I think it wasn't until like quite a few years later that I think SimCity became quite popular, and then people started to sort of ask him questions and try and get him to develop it even more.
What are the people like in these cities that we've just been creating? Yeah, that's
exactly,
natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see.
But he never sort of made SimCity to develop into such a big sort of
I'm sure not.
game.
Yeah.
So that's when he made Sims 1, which was still quite basic compared to what it is now. But yeah, that's kind of how
The name is Will's Right, by the way.
Will Wright, that's the one. Yeah.
I was just gonna congratulate Jeff on a successful franchise, but
maybe that's his middle name. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, to clarify about is it the same universe? SimCity Build It and the main 4 games, definitely, because the language, they all speak the same language.
Yeah, they do.
What do you call that green
plum bob?
The plum bob, yes, that's right. That's present in both games. Yeah. Both the Build It and the 4 main games. Yeah.
Oh.
So definitely all part and parcel of the same thing.
I see.
But so you had the PSP game.
Yeah.
Has there been any other handheld versions?
Probably. I think the SP used to have one.
There was
Well,
there
another one as Castaway as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was also PSP, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And
I had one.
Mhm.
I'm sure I had one on my Game Boy at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a bit like Sims Busting Out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Sims Busting Out for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Which you could also get Sims Busting Out on the PS2.
PS2. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, it's quite a big franchise, isn't it? Yeah,
It
successful
is.
one.
Yeah.
But I am actually genuinely interested to find out more about Sims 5. That would be
Yeah.
very good to come back to and discuss when it's released.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like our own resident Sims expert on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Trinity.
Well done.
Well, obviously you're included in the rest of the chat, but thank you for your segment.
That's all right.
Yeah, hopefully that's stimulated some interest.
Oh, no.
Stimulated.
He did it again.
Terrible.
You made it funny.
Yeah, you're the only one who's allowed to be funny on this show.
Oh, is that? Oh, brilliant. Take it.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Trinity.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Let's
Well done,
move
Trin.
on to.
Devon's segment. Subject.
Right, so I guess it's my section.
It is.
With my segment subjects, I was thinking, and the other day, me and Beck were sitting on the sofa watching a program called Night on Earth on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original.
Alright.
Basically, a David Attenborough rip-off. But so it's night.
Nice.
So there's obviously
Okay.
all these animals, there's like giraffes and elephants and whatnot. And I saw this rhino, and I was like, oh, I wonder who would win in the fight. A black rhino or a silverback gorilla? Because you'll never see them together.
Oh.
And it's actually quite a hot topic. And I was wondering what you guys
Is it?
would think and whose team you would back.
Oh.
I can throw you some details, but maybe after you have some guesses and some opinions.
So you mean kind of a bit like Harry Hill saying, "There's only one way to find out."
Yeah, a fight. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay.
For
Okay.
those of you like Harry Hill,
Yeah. It's
will
TV
know what I
burp,
mean by
whatever.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
TV burp. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
So get back to your question. Say your question again. Sorry. You just...
So what are your instant thoughts of who would win in a fight? A black rhino or a silverback gorilla, which is a full-size male mountain gorilla?
Okay.
Yeah.
A rhino or a gorilla? I'd go for the rhino. It's got sharp bits on it.
It has.
Yeah. What weapons has a gorilla got? Fangs.
Fists and fangs, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd back the gorilla for sure.
Would
Yeah.
you?
I think he's scrappy. You've seen King Kong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The gorilla is very, very strong. It's pretty much all muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say it looks quite hunky, so
Hunky.
yeah.
Because there are these conversations floating about, especially like grizzly bear is one that comes up as well. Like
Really?
grizzly bear versus silverback gorilla. That's quite a close one. But
They
with
have very sharp
grizzly.
claws, don't they? The
yes,
grizzly.
exactly. But with black rhino and silverback, I'll give you some details, some top trumps.
Ooh.
All right.
So-
Top trump.
Yeah. So in weight, silverback is 181 kilograms. Whereas
How
black,
much is that in stones?
I don't know. Convert it if you like.
Oh.
Ouch. She got told.
The black rhino is 1,100 kilograms.
Oh, wow.
So that's like, what, 8 times as much?
Yeah.
Something like that. The silverback can go up to 25 miles an hour, whereas the
Yeah.
black rhino is 34 miles an hour.
See, I think if the rhino charged, if he charged, he would kill the gorilla outright.
Yeah. But
You don't think
not
you
very
could dodge?
maneuverable, though, are they? Yeah.
No.
So the silverback gorilla obviously very maneuverable. They swing through trees for their living, you know.
Very jumpy.
I don't actually think gorillas things we treat especially cruel women, but yeah, but they're very, very maneuverable. But obviously you got to consider how they'll actually be around each other and if they'll actually put up much of a fight. So I looked at the diets of both of them. They're both vegetarian, of course. But in temper, black rhinos apparently are very bad-tempered compared to silverbacks. Apparently silverbacks are hardly ever violent. Yeah, which is opposite to what I thought.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So are the rhinos more territorial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't put it better myself.
No, thank you.
Okay.
So
Territorial,
straight
yeah.
on the books, it looks like the black rhino has everything up on a silverback. But I got
it right.
I'm still very skeptical though because of the maneuverability. And you can just grab his horn and start just punching him in the face. And the rhino can't do squat because he's like really, really fat and hasn't got any arms to get him off or anything. He's got loads of feet. Yeah.
So you're going against the pros on this one. You're standing out.
But I think
against
the rhino
scientists.
is one of my favourite animals in the world. It's basically a unicorn, a real life.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's one of my favourite. But
basically a unicorn.
yeah,
With a bit more bulk. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But the silverback, I don't know. Those teeth. Yeah, I don't know. I think that could surprise some people. You know what I'm saying?
What about a baby black rhino against a baby gorilla?
Oh gosh, a baby black rhino has got like a little bit of a stump instead of an actual horn.
Yeah.
I mean, both look rather cute, if I'm honest. Yeah.
Baby mountain gorillas are very tiny,
Yeah.
whilst baby rhinos are still actually quite chunky.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just step on his head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, but out of the three, a black rhino, a silverback, and a grizzly bear, I wasn't going to think I was going to include a grizzly bear in this, but here we are. Who would you think is first, second, and third?
I think the rhino would go down first because he would charge in, and the other two would be like, "What's going on here?" You know, because he's so fast. So they'll pound on him together. They'll just sort of gang up because they kind of look the
Tag
same.
team.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Okay, we've sorted out the rhino now. Now what's going on here?" And then I think the grizzly bear would win
Yeah.
because he's hairy.
And of course,
I
the
think-
grizzly bear actually would eat meat as well. So
There you go.
reason to fight.
Yeah.
And
Motivation.
a lot of these gorillas look very confused, like they don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Bit dazed, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not the brightest.
I think not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Aren't gorillas
Monstrous.
supposed to be one of the smartest
Okay.
animals in the world?
They don't look it. is what we're
General
saying.
monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can train them to do things, can't you?
Yeah.
Sign language.
Yep.
Coco the gorilla.
Yep.
Maybe they should make a monkey work at PC World
maybe
with
they
you,
should.
Devon. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh dear. My three order of success in that bout, I still think I favour the rhino to be last standing, last beast standing. Then I'd think first out would be probably the gorilla, I think, because the grizzly's got such sharp claws.
Yeah. If you look at the teeth of a silverback, though, they're very, very sharp, very long.
Yeah, but you've got one mouth versus 4 sets of claws.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The bear can't use all his claws at once, can he?
Well,
Aye.
He's got to stand on two.
Have you seen a cat on its back when you're tickling its tummy?
Oh yeah. They are vicious. You make a good point.
Yeah. The cat seems to manage. I don't know whether there's
Just
much relation.
Imagine the gorilla tickling the bear's tummy.
Yeah, that's right. That's what he has to do. Get him on his back and give him a tickle.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking, like the what is considered the apex predator, the lion. 1v1 these guys wouldn't stand a chance. The lion's only good because it is in the pack. and he's actually aggressive. Whereas obviously rhinos, they're less of in a pack, whatever they're called, and they're not aggressive. They just try and survive.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously if they actually tried 1v1 each other, then I don't think the lion was so much of a chance, which is a little bit odd, just as a side note. Yeah.
And it's meant to be king of the beasts, king of the jungle, isn't it?
Yeah.
You often see in these safari shows or whatever, it's really a matter of who backs down first.
Yeah.
I mean, not when it's obvious. I mean, like, I don't know, versus a deer or something like that. But when it's a bit more competitive, it's like who backs down first is normally the one. Whoever runs is pretty much going to lose.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It seems.
Yeah.
So really, it's a matter of who's got the biggest stones. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't want to. Trin, who do you rate?
I have to agree with Ford. Yeah. Which I think he said rhino would go out first, and then the gorilla, and then the bear would win. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, unless anyone else has anything to add, I think that's.
Well, what about you, the co-host with the
yeah.
most?
Well, the thing is, it's boring now because I was going to say the same thing as you two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so am I the odd one out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But maybe you're right. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just basing my info on Red Dead Redemption 2. Going through the grizzlies in the Wild West. Yeah.
I think with the rhino, if you can get a good shot in when he's first charging, then obviously he stands a good chance.
Yeah.
But if he whiffs and misses, then I don't know, he hasn't got much maneuverability to actually turn around and get some momentum up again or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I have a bit of a soft spot for a rhino because it looks a bit like a Triceratops dinosaur. That was almost my favourite dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking dinosaurs, my favourite is the one that flies, the pterodactyl. That's the one. Yeah. He's got it where it counts, I say.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we're not talking dinosaurs. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. Maybe another day.
I mean, they are animals, but you know. Yeah.
They're not around to defend themselves anymore.
No, they're not.
Apart from the crocodiles, they're still here.
Oh yeah.
Who would win, a dinosaur or a meteor?
I wonder. Nice.
Yeah.
As ever, Devon goes for the curveball.
Yep.
Brings something quite different to the conversation.
Yeah.
But always interesting. Always interesting.
Just on my mind, you know. I just had to ask.
Yeah. Bring it on. Yeah. Said the rhino to the gorilla.
Right.
If anyone has any other opinions, then do at me on Twitter, and then prove me wrong.
Where are we at on Twitter?
We are on Twitter at Theory of Anything. That's his theory of spot normally, and anything but without the H. Anything.
Yeah. It is not a typo. Which is a comment that I had from someone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anything.
They thought it was a typo.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
it's just things are taken.
Yes.
Yeah. Do at me and prove me wrong.
Oh.
Or
Get those
it's gonna be
stats
your
in.
opinion.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done. Thank you, Devon. Okay. Let's move right along, shall we?
Paps. Segment. Subject.
So it's me next, is it? Well, I'm not going to do a lot of talking now. Or you know what I'm like. Sometimes I go on a bit more than I intend to.
We're just going to lay out the theme, and then we'll just talk around you.
I'm going back to another favourite topic of mine, and that's technology. And within that category, I wanted to talk about gadgets. And I thought it might be nice to hear from each of us what your favourite gadgets are. If you have more than one, maybe you can give us your top 3 favourite gadgets.
Sure, yeah.
So, shall I start the ball rolling, and then I can hand over to you guys to share yours?
Go for it.
Yeah.
In at number 3, we won't have any background music going on to this.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. The old Top of the Pops back one. Da, 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 da. At 3,
Drum roll. Yeah.
my PSVR.
Ah.
I thought you might say that.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Did you guess it might be at number 3? When I first tried on my VR experience, I was just
Wow.
completely blown away by that.
Yeah.
Where
And,
am I?
Still, yeah, phenomenal. If you've never tried virtual reality gaming, I can strongly recommend it to you.
Yeah.
I know you 4 have, 3, us 4
Right.
have,
Yeah.
but anybody else listening out there, see if you can get around somebody's house who's got it, or I recommend you have a go, get it yourself.
I hear some of
Yeah.
the horror stuff is absolutely devastating.
Yes, I haven't played any horror games.
No, never would I, but it sounds
My
good.
brother's played horror VR, and yeah, it can be very immersive. Yeah. At number 2,
Wow.
this might surprise you.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ding.
And it might be a new gadget to some of you, some people, and that is, or maybe one you've never heard of, a smart pen.
Yes.
Shall I tell you a bit about
Is
smart?
this what you have?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
my
Yeah.
favourite.
Yeah.
My favourite top 3 gadgets. The 3
Yeah.
that I own. Okay, my Live Scribe Agea smart pen, which I purchased some time ago because I'd been looking into. Let's face it. Let me give you a bit of background. I keep an electronic notebook. We use OneNote myself and get on well with that. But sometimes it's just nice to make handwritten notes. The act of writing can be quite pleasurable. Writing onto paper is a nice thing that I enjoy doing. And I did think as well, I saw somebody at church keeping a journal and making notes on a Sunday of the message that was being spoken from the front. And I thought, when that person's no longer here and sadly passed on, their family is going to have all of their notes to be able to reflect upon and look at. So I thought it'd be quite something to be able to pass on handwritten notebooks to maybe your children if they're interested. And I wish I'd got that from my dad, who passed away some years ago now. But if I do come across anything with his handwriting on it, it's quite nice, to look at and read. So, but then I'd have to give up my electronic notebook. So I started looking into what are the possible alternatives to make work for me. And I hit upon these smart pens. And what it is, you write on paper like any other notebook, but as you're writing, it sends what you're writing straight to your notebook of choice, whether it be OneNote or Evernote, whatever, or an app which synchronizes with those other platforms, and it gives you a electronic version which is your handwriting, but then you can convert that into text format, so it's actual editable, typable, typed text of the things that you've written. It's fabulous. I really love it. I enjoy making notes now. I don't use my phone or iPad. I haven't got one anymore, but the iPad or the phone to make notes in church anymore. I use my Agea smart pen.
Nice.
Live Scribe Agea. So that's my number 2. I'll talk too long on that, sorry. But number 1,
Wow.
my number 1 gadget is my Apple AirPods. I think if of any of those 3 I've mentioned, I would miss my AirPods more than anything. Just the sheer convenience of them, having spent many years getting tangled up in wired headphones, frustrated by them again and again. The sound quality, the wonderful tone it makes when you first put them in your ears to register a connection with your phone.
Ba-ding.
Yeah,
That kind of
that's
noise.
it. It does. Yeah, beautiful
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
The fabulous double tap gestures that activate whatever you want. I've got Siri on one ear and pause on the other ear. So sorry. pause and play on one ear and Siri on the other ear. So I can be driving along, listening to a podcast or music and pause, play, answer calls by tapping my ear, and also add to-dos to my phone, things that I think of while I'm driving. You can't get a pen out while you're driving, but I can speak them. So it's fabulous. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I'll just quickly mention, I had the original AirPods, still going strong, still lasted well, about 2.5 years now. The AirPods, I can't remember what they're called now, the newest ones haven't been out very long. I'm not sure I would like them as much, to be honest.
AirPods Pro.
AirPods Pro, that's it.
Yeah.
They don't have the tap action, they have a squeeze. You have to squeeze them. And I don't think I'm going to get on so well with that. So I'm not looking forward to that upgrade.
Isn't it right that they have the nice headphone fit as well?
They do, yes.
One.
They have
They're in-ears rather than normal just earphones.
Yeah.
They have the rubber seal, which and give you noise cancellation, which is obviously going to be fabulous, a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think I'd losing that double tap gesturing would probably put me off a bit. I've never tried them, but at this point in time, I'm not convinced. So anyway, yeah. So that's my top 3. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Well, one moment, if I may. I really do have to call you out on this. Your favourite gadget that you possess are headphones.
Yes.
How is that even comparable?
Because out of every piece of electronic gadgetry I have, I would miss them more than anything else.
I'm about to shut this down.
Okay, all right. Tell us how it is.
This is how it is, okay?
Okay.
Right.
You have to wait until number 1 first.
Oh.
But number 3 for mine.
Wow. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
As you were.
Number 3, I would have to say, is my smartwatch. I have a Galaxy Watch. It's very, very nice. It solves a lot of issues for me. It looks very smart and it's nice to use.
It is a nice watch,
and it saves me from missing lots of calls that I usually miss, and all sorts. It's very, very good. I'm not going to dwell too much on it. My number 2 is recently got is a Dyson Hot and Pure Hot and Cool. That's what it's called.
Is that an air conditioner?
No. It's a purifying heating fan.
Really?
Yes. Right. So it purifies the air and heats the air. But I've got this app from Dyson called Dyson Link app. And I can tell it to look at me. I can tell it to come on at a certain time. I can tell it all sorts. It's very, very smart. And it tells me
magic.
It tells me like the quality of the air, and I tell it to thermostat at a particular temperature and then stop. So it's better than like my radiator that I've just got it blasting all the time.
Yeah.
Or not at all. I want it 20 degrees. It'll go until it's 20 degrees in the room, then it'll stop, so it's not wasting electricity. And obviously it cleans the air as well because it's a purifier, and I live on the road, so that's very helpful. I got that very recently. So maybe that's just why, but I'm very, very happy with it. And it's very cool.
You put that above your watch. Yes. Wow. Okay.
Right now, anyway. Maybe the niche of it will
novelty might wear off.
But maybe I don't know. But it's very nice. Number 1. This is where I have to disagree with your number 1 entirely. It's my phone.
I was going to do that.
My phone is ridiculously the most useful gadget and the most helpful and just the best. I can do everything I need to do on it. I can listen to music on it. I can watch films on it. I can make notes on it. I can make calls on it, messages. I can do everything on my phone. I don't even need like a computer anymore. Because theoretically I can do everything. I've got Word on my phone. Yeah,
I understand that. I did consider my iPhone. I know you are not an Apple person, but I just felt
he's a banana.
I would rather be without my phone because I could put my AirPods on an iPod or any other Bluetooth-enabled device. Yeah,
but how are you gonna make a phone call?
I could get a dumb phone. I don't need a smartphone.
Yeah, but that's still your phone.
Yeah.
That's still a phone, though.
Yeah, I know, but I still felt I'm happy with my top 3. It's very personal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
But I was just thinking, if I lost my phone, then I don't know. Like, it's like, what do you do?
I know. If they said, what do I find the most useful, then definitely my phone would be in my top 3. I use my phone more than any of my top 3.
Yeah.
But it's about what I feel most connected to or most pleasure in using. That's how I.
I get excited about a new phone and new releases of phones and things like that.
Yeah.
I look forward to when I can upgrade. Whereas I get the impression that you're not really invested in that as much as
No,
other
I'm not. No. I was offered an upgrade on my phone the other day. I said no, thanks. That's fine.
Get out of here.
I know.
Well,
they rang me on Monday. Yeah, and said, "Do you know you're liable for an upgrade?" I said, "No, I'm okay. It still works."
Yeah, but it'd be better.
You hope.
We'll come back to that another day. We've got 2 more top 3s to go through. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is it me?
That's good, interesting top 3. Thanks, Devon.
Yeah, it's all right.
Surprised, I suppose. I'm surprised at number 2 being where it is. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Me next.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realise we needed to put these in order.
You don't.
So I haven't got any order, but I have got 3.
Okay.
So I've got phones in general. So like just the sort of concept of phones is great. The ability to call someone, from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Not even a mobile phone, just like a house line or whatever, or a phone box. Just the concept of a phone is great.
It's pretty impressive, I suppose.
Yeah. Props to the guy who figured that out.
Alexander Graham Bell.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is next is game consoles, just in general.
Any game console.
Any. I mean, my favorite at the moment is the PS4. It's great. I played it yesterday. Watched stuff on it today. Yeah, it's good. And last one is headphones. This either being my earphones that I use them today when I went for a walk today, or my headset that I recently got as a present for Christmas. I think just the ability to listen to your own personal stuff
in your own world
is great. Really.
Yeah. Fabulous.
Nice.
And also sort of like the sound quality that you get with them as well.
Yeah. Has anybody ever tried those bone contacts? What they call? What's the correct phrase for them? They're not in your ear. They connect with. They touch against your skull.
Yeah,
I haven't. Yeah, I've heard.
Oh, it's weird but very impressive. Yeah, you hear it through your skull rather than through your ears. Yeah. I think I'm describing that correctly.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
They have the advantage if you're cycling, for example, you can hear all around you, the traffic and everything.
Yeah.
But you can also hear this really good quality sound without having anything covering your ears. So, yeah.
Is there a product name for them?
Bone conduction headphones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Google that. Yeah. They're not that dear actually, but they are quite impressive. I have tested them and they were quite good. A bit bulkier than my AirPods anyway.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay.
Very nice, Trin. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you, Trin.
Good.
Okay, I'd like to say, does my PC count?
Yes.
See, I was thinking about doing that, but it's like, I don't know.
Alright, I think it's either my PC or my phone. They're kind of the same to me, really. I guess my phone is just a portable PC for me.
Yeah.
And I find them very useful, dare I say. So that'd be at number 3. Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd say number 2, my CD Walkman.
Oh.
Yes.
CD Walkman. Wow.
I never had one growing up, and I was always very envious, and now I do. And it's I don't know. There's no justification for it. It's just I do.
It
I
does
do.
actually. Yeah.
That is
Yes.
impressive. I never knew that.
I also have a cassette Walkman, but I don't have that many cassettes. So,
Oh, I've got loads you can borrow. Yeah.
are they good? It depends what they are.
80s music.
Oh no, none of that. No, I like to listen to a lot of audiobooks, so it's cool.
Yeah.
And then at
Okay.
number 1, my drawing tablet.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes, which I like to draw a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And
you're good at drawing. Yeah.
I branched out into digital art not long ago, so I like to.
Digital
This
art.
is
Yeah.
very exciting for me, anyway. Yeah, there you go.
Shows how different we all are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Very-
similar and same in some ways, but quite different in others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
If I was to add a fourth thing,
mhm.
I'd probably put my camera
Yeah,
for photography because I like doing photography.
yeah.
Ah.
Interesting.
I think I listed mine on the ideas of what gets me excited.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're not most useful, but still.
The pleasure you gain from them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. That's why I kind of entitled it favourite gadgets. Not best gadgets,
Yeah.
but your favourite gadgets, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And phone isn't in mine, computers aren't in mine, because they're functional for me,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really play any games on your phone, do you, or anything
No, apart from SimCity Build It
on your iPad? Yeah.
on the iPad, yeah.
But I like things because they're functional. The more functional it is, the more functions it
Yeah.
has, the more I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it's got good hardware or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, quality, yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you, gents,
Yes.
ladies and
Right,
gentlemen. That's it for my segment, I think. Thank you.
Nice. Good
Nice.
job.
Fords. Segment. Subject.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, yes, you're still here.
Long time no see.
Yeah. Okay, so have you guys ever heard a saying and thought, what on sweet earth does that mean?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if I have, actually.
A lot of Welsh ones
Yeah.
come to mind. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys could tell me when
Oh.
you've heard, bearing in mind that this is a convenient segue into what I actually want to talk about.
Oh gosh.
It's okay if it's a no, because it's a convenient segue.
Ask the question again, because I didn't quite catch it.
Are there any sayings that you've heard that are a bit bizarre, weird? You don't really know
Okay.
what on earth that makes.
A kutch. I heard this say, let's kutchi down. Let's have a kutch. It means to hug or snuggle.
Oh.
I've never heard it before. But
Okay.
now it's part of my daily life.
It's too much information, man. Too much.
Every opportunity, yeah.
Yep.
It's a family show, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wanted to run a few by you and see what you make of them.
Okay.
Sure.
I do have a couple that are kind of biblical, but a lot of them aren't. So,
That's
Yeah,
all right.
That's right. Yeah.
Go for it.
okay. There's one that goes, my tapeworm can almost talk by itself. What do you think?
Are we meant
Tapeworm.
to have heard that before, or are we just trying to guess what it means?
I want you to guess what it means.
Okay.
My tapeworm can almost talk by itself.
Well, as we said, it's a family
Does it
show.
mean it's
I'm a
very,
bit.
very hungry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
What
Nailed
did
it.
Kevin said?
It's very, very hungry.
Oh, so you're
Ah.
hungry. So tapeworm lives
Your
inside you.
tapeworm is so big that it's eating all your food. That's why it's so big, and it can almost talk by itself because it's so developed. Like a big
I think the literal thing is you've got a growly stomach, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to get that.
Okay.
Okay, so how about to live like a maggot in bacon?
That's to kind of like you've got an abundance more than you could ever possibly consume.
Yeah,
I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like living in luxury is the kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
A maggot in bacon sounds disgusting. Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Not
go
my
for it.
Yeah, they are a bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
None of our business. No.
Essentially, yeah. There's not really my problem, you know.
Nothing to do with me. Go
Not
on.
really. That's a
Was
Polish
that-
one, apparently.
It was like that when I
You guys
got
remember
here.
this,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, quite. I'll give you a harder one then. I got a. Okay, this is one from Proverbs 11:22, the Bible.
Ah.
Yeah.
Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion.
Oh, I was talking about this the other day. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
I do remember that bit, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what it means.
Wow. I was a bit like, what on earth is that? Well, when I came across it, so
Like a gold ring in a pig's snout.
is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion.
Yeah.
It's basically the beautiful woman is very, very valuable. There's a lot of value of this woman in God's eyes, but her lack of discretion makes her seem dirty and unclean.
Worse. Yeah. Yeah. Because a pig is an unclean animal, isn't it, to
Yeah.
Jewish people? So, yeah. So it'd be like, yeah, the value of the gold is ruined because of the pig.
Yeah, or disguised around no discretion.
Yeah.
I was thinking, the gold ring is like she looks good because she's wearing a ring, but actually she's just a bit of a pig. That's what I got from that.
Yeah.
I have to say. Well, that's what I was.
Okay.
It's all open.
This one isn't really much of a quizzical one, but I kind of like it. God bless you, and may your mustache grow like a bushwood.
Bushwood.
Apparently, that's a Mongolian saying.
Oh.
May your
Yeah.
mustache grow like a bushwood.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Is
Yeah,
that just a blessing, or is that?
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
May your mustache prosper.
yeah, essentially.
Well.
Have prosperous facial hair.
Essentially.
Yeah.
How about to give someone a pumpkin?
oh, I have no idea.
I don't know.
No idea.
Okay.
To punch them.
Yeah. Apparently, it's to reject somebody, to stand them up or so.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's Spanish apparently. To give someone a pumpkin.
Okay.
I imagine it's like he said this, he said that, and then she gave him a pumpkin.
Probably makes
Yeah.
more sense in the translation.
But probably, I bet that's the same for all of these, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There's no cow on the ice.
There's no what on the ice?
Cow.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Is it to be taken literally?
It could be, I suppose, in certain circumstances.
Oh, I bet it's something to do with if there was a cow on the ice, it's liable to break, so it's dangerous. So because there's no cow on the ice, we should
So
be
it's
Not
okay.
dangerous.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Oh.
there's no reason to panic.
Well done.
Hey! Oh, I got one in the end.
Yes,
Yeah.
no cow on the ice.
Yeah.
Those Swedes do something right. That's good.
Yeah.
Work is not a wolf. It doesn't run into the woods.
So you don't give up?
Not
or
quite.
something?
It's always going to be there.
Yeah. Kinda.
Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can come back to this later.
Yeah.
Work's not a wolf. It won't run away.
Yeah.
Right.
Essentially,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's Ukrainian. They're like,
Okay, interesting. These
Wow.
yeah. Different cultures, different ways
yeah,
of
they're
saying things.
very bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're all great and wonderful in their own way.
Yeah. As long as you don't say anything controversial, Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want me to stop talking? Is that what you said? The carrots are cooked.
Let's have dinner.
Not quite. Let me see if I can put it in some sort of context.
Yeah.
There's a problem. The carrots are cooked.
There's a problem, but the carrots are
There's
cooked.
carrot. No, comma. The carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they ready before the rest of the meal?
I don't think it's actually about carrots.
It's not about carrots.
I'm guessing it's not. Oh dear.
Waited too long?
Not quite.
No,
Um,
I don't know.
There you go.
No.
Just the situation can't be changed. The carrot is cooked. It's done.
Oh, right.
Ah,
okay.
no going back. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Wow.
That's a French one for you. Lastly, of all I have, I've got one from the Bible. It's from the Song of Solomon. I don't think it's a real saying, but I kind of found it a bit odd. It was, your teeth are like a flock of newly shorn sheep, which have come from their washing, all of which bear twins, and none among them have lost their young.
But they're
Okay.
white
Wow.
and pure, and they're
And
good looking.
got a good set of teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, none missing. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that a compliment? I think.
I think so, because the Song of Solomon is it can be interpreted in many different ways, but one of the ways is that it's two young lovers complementing each other. Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite a sensual piece of scripture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bit-
but
bit, some people say it's a bit raunchy.
oh,
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've read that before in the Bible.
Yeah. Me
but
too.
other people say that it's about God talking about His love for the
Yeah.
church.
This is why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard that as well.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Anyway, it could also be about not having any sheep missing.
In your mouth.
Yeah.
I think comparing someone's teeth to a bunch of sheep that have just been shorn and have twins, but none of them are lost,
Yeah,
seems a bit long-winded to me, and I don't think it rhymes.
a full
Just that.
mouth.
It doesn't
good quality.
rhyme, but he's describing to such an extent of how pure and perfect it is. So like
It's
you're
a
like
picture.
this,
Yeah.
like your teeth are like pure as the wool from sheep, but not even that after they've been washed, and not even that they're so good that they've had twins and nothing's been lost, and they're like the best of the best. Basically.
Yeah,
Which I
we
guess in the days before good quality dental hygiene, having good quality teeth would have been quite rare.
Yeah, some
I suppose so.
Yeah, didn't have any Sensodyne in those
no,
days.
not all be.
That's a
No,
good point.
Oral B.
That's a good point.
Other toothpaste are available.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Well, I guess we don't compliment people like we used to, do we?
No.
No.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's
Very
a
good.
bit weird, this section, but there it is.
Random,
I like
it.
interesting. It causes a giggle.
Very good.
Well, I was,
Yeah,
it was kind of titled Tricky Proverbs, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
That's some
Yeah.
weird ones for
Very
you.
different.
At some points, you
Oh.
could actually hear our brains working
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
in the silence because we were
Doesn't happen very
dumbfounded. No. Very good. Thank you, Ford.
It's homework time and goodbye.
Yeah, we've already set our homework.
Yep.
Read the book of 2 John.
Yep.
Yep.
From the
Not
Bible.
too long, not too short.
So that doesn't need to be covered.
And feedback next week on our thoughts on 2 John
Yep.
from the Bible. Well done, and thank you very much, our special guest, Trinity.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, well done for your.
I bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would bow if you could see me.
Mm.
And you got to get back behind the keyboard and
Yeah.
publish this episode to the air.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to a final sum up. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms and YouTube as well. Getting some good amount of views on YouTube. Thank you for everyone who listens to us there. And you can, as we said earlier, Twitter us on @theoryofanything, TING at the end, or email theoryofanything@hotmail.com. Did I get the emphasis in the right place?
Yes,
there?
I feel like
Yes.
you did. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's good.
The more the merrier.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, folks. Well
For all of
done,
those who made it this far into the podcast, you're the real guest.
Yeah,
Guest speakers.
stars of the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Get in touch. What's that thing you usually say? Like, subscribe,
Comment.
Hit the
comment,
notification bell.
notification bell. That's the other
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
If you're on YouTube.
Oh, I believe on the other platforms, you can rate us. Is it?
Oh,
On some of
yeah.
them.
Yeah. So also rate
Thank you.
Nice, yeah.
whatever they do there.
And tell all your friends. If you actually meet people in real
Recommend
life.
us, yeah.
Yeah, recommend. If you meet people in the real world, yeah.
That sounds like hard work.
Yeah.
And tweet me who you think would win in a fight. Out of the
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
That's the listener's homework, is it?
Yep.
Maybe the listeners can also tweet us their favourite gadgets as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a good variety in that segment, didn't we?
Yeah, that was good. All right, cool.
We better go,
Yeah,
guys, because Devon wants to go. Take care. See you all. God bless, and see you around the microphone again next time.
Yay.
Bye.
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 Bye.